Welcome back to Franchise Hockey Manager 10 with the Montreal Canadiens. If you're last with us, you saw just a quick little look at how bad the team actually is. A couple of mistakes I ended up making. You end up seeing the carry price buyout that I ended up doing, and unfortunately I could have probably put him in the LTIR and that wouldn't have cost us anything, but we just have to suffer $2 million for the next 6 years. I don't think we're going to end up needing that extra $2 million, but if anything, it just makes this a little bit more difficult, so why not? If you're last with us, you saw that we were just about to start the preseason. Our preseason was a mixed bag. We started off losing 3 straight, including a 10-0 preseason loss to New York Rangers, and then you end up seeing us win a couple before we split the next 2. We are playing our first game against Toronto, so hopefully we can manage to get our only win of the season. No, as long as we don't finish last, our fans are happy apparently, which is fine. I'm going to show you a little bit of our transaction log. Let's see. Transfer summary here. Wow, that's not what I would have expected. All right, this is a bit new, but kind of cool. So we ended up trading for Zach Benson. We gave up Newhook and Condotta as well, and we ended up signing Halak and Kessel. Doesn't really show exactly what we did. Here we go. Sent them down. Okay. So Condotta, Simoneau, and the rights to 2 other players that probably won't play for us. For a 4th round pick, that's mainly what we wanted for, and then we end up getting a 19-year-old who's probably not good enough to start for us. Does have okay stats in the WHL, so we're going to kind of take a gamble at him. He was a 7th round pick, so you know he's probably not going to end up doing anything with that, but he is a center. We just decided to grab him. It took forever to actually negotiate a trade. And then we end up using the trade away option. We end up getting rid of Eric Johnson and Pizzetta for 2 6th round picks, 2 different years. And then here's the Benson trade. We ended up trading Benson and Eric Johnson, and we gave up Newhook, Montambo, and the rights to Tuch and Kapanen, who I didn't think was really going to play for us. But I'm really high on Benson in real life, and he did crazy in this preseason, so why not go all in for him? We ended up giving up Weidman for a 5th round, signed Halak, signed Kessel, and unfortunately released Carey Price. Even though, yeah, if only he was actually gonna play for another season. It would be crazy if he actually does come up through the system. So we're going to end up playing like the next couple games. This is what our lines are going to look like. You're going to have Caulfield, Monahan, and Gallagher as our starting. You're going to have Slavkovsky, Benson, and Doc. So top 2 lines is pretty good actually. And then you have Harvey Pinard, Jake Evans, and Josh Anderson. And then you have Ilonen, Kidney, and Kessel. We did end up sending one of our, I think we end up sending away, so we'll see what ends up happening with that. Matheson starts, Barron, Cooley, Savard, and I can't even say his name, Shekak. I probably butchered that. And then Kovacevic. I'm never going to say that. I'm just going to trade him just so I don't have to say that again. But that's our team going into it. Our power play, we'll have Cole Caulfield, Monahan, and Gallagher, Matheson, and Gooley. And then our second one will be Pinard, Benson, and Kessel. I don't like that. We might want to switch that later on. And then Slavkovsky ends up playing on the left point with Barron. He should probably be on the first one. Yeah, he should probably be on the first one. We're probably going to have to switch that afterwards, and then penalty kill is nothing too special. We're going to sim the first couple games. And our first game is a 5-1 blowout. Who scored for us? Josh Anderson. So that line at least did it. I think that's our second and third line. It's even strength. Nick Robertson, Matthews, Knees actually ends up scoring as well. We were trying to get Fraser Mitten as well, but they just didn't want to part ways with him. It just felt, yeah, it was just taking forever for us to even negotiate. I found that the trading seemed a bit off, at least to start. But then again, I'm trying to fleece any team that I'm trying to trade, so I guess it doesn't really work that way. The first game in the books, let's see if we can. We were trying to get Leckermacki from Vancouver and just giving up a bunch of prospects, but they don't seem to want to do it. They say that we're close to all right, but feels though. What pick was he? Was a first-round pick. All right, let's give up something a little bit more for him. We'll part ways with the pick, just to see how the trades. Ours is going to probably be a little bit better than that. And I have another trade that I'm trying to get, but I feel as though that one's not going to happen either. Unless they completely forgot about us. Give it a couple more days to see. Oh, next game's at Chicago, and looks like we need to update our line. Pearson should probably be starting though. Trying to get rid of him too. Maybe Kidney goes down. Now. Hopefully our coach is good. It's good. And it's going to be a battle of the basement here. 7-1. If Bedard ends up scoring like 8, I swear. Well, he scored his third goal against us, so. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a full-on rebuild for at least the beginning of the season. Like I said, we're just going to do it just to see the trades go through, and then we'll probably jump to the trade deadline after. Then get the season 1 out of the way, since we already know it's going to be a dumpster fire probably. Our goalies are terrible. As you can see, the 7-1 loss is probably not a good indication of how well we're actually going to do. Alright, no way, they don't want it. Okay. What do you want? We're trying to... I don't see any players that will make this work. Alright, let's give up a better player for it. Maybe not a goalie. Not Hootson. We have Middlestad? Oh, different Middlestad. Feels like we're on the wrong one. We have Pitlick too. He's 22 and hasn't played for us. What do we have to do here? Won't let us retain anything. I feel as though Rangers end up forgetting about our trade, but we'll push through a trade now actually. Just because I'm a little bit higher on them. Most people are. Can you just play left wing? I think he can play right too, actually. I think he plays on the right. Us, I think it's Roy that was going to cost us. Wasn't it? No, not Slavkovsky. Benson too. Yeah, get out of here. So we'll give up. I think it's Roy's 20, and I didn't really see that much potential in him. Look that good. Mayu. Still 20. Probably will need him eventually. No cap space either. We're stuck with Gallagher for now. Let's give up a pick, I guess. Okay. Hopefully they do that. Kind of at least sets up the rebuild a little bit better. Our first win, shockingly, in regulation to Bernard, Benson, Tanner. Okay, I guess Tanner needs to start. Sikorsky ends up getting his first goal of the season. Matheson's get his first too. Benson getting his first goal, and so does Phil Kessel. So his Iron Man streak continues. I'm kind of curious to see how long we can actually do that. Alright, they don't want anything. Okay, let's see. Let's see. We also have a lot of these play. Will this guy even play for us? 20. We drafted him. Oh, we drafted him last year. This year, actually. Andy. Give up Davidson. Now they accepted. Okay. So after all that, we might be getting 2 decent right wingers out of it. Accepted. Done. Done deal. Feels like Jonathan Roy's going to be Joshua Roy. He did tear it up. Was a 5th round pick a couple years ago. 5th round pick, and then Nathan Legacy, who we don't really need long term, who's a 3rd round pick as well. And we managed to secure a 22-year-old Lafreniere. Still has $2 million on his contract, so that is actually really good. Now let's hopefully. Oh, I'm gonna have to redo this. Damn it. Alright. Forgot that I gave Legacy there. But we managed to make at least one deal there. Not too bad. Say so myself. Lekermacki, who I thought was supposed to be probably higher rated than what they've rated him here. What do we end up giving up? Give up Farrell. We can give up probably every single left wing that we have. Farrell. Cap, they can't take anything for. And then probably who's at least old enough that and Biondi will do. Okay, so the last one's gonna have to be a pick. Jets pick there. 4th rounder, okay. So hopefully we can get Lekarmaki. I don't know if he will pan out to be anything, but at least it's worth kind of knowing. Can get 13. I was going to say before that I thought that Lafreniere played. Well, he did play in Quebec, so it did make sense that he should have probably come to Montreal anyway, so definitely we made justice there, at least. At the very least. But just watch, Huaz is going to probably end up doing crazy on Rangers, and we're going to be eating our words. And another accepted. There we go. I mean, still gave up a couple young guys that are around the same kind of potential. I don't know, for whatever reason, I have a feeling about this guy. He's not obviously going to play for us this year, but it does open it up for next year and the year after. His acceleration's okay, but he seemed like he was probably a better candidate than the other guys as well. Didn't really cost us anything in terms of starting anyone, but we do probably have to let someone go on our roster, to be honest. But salary cap, I think we're around the floor anyways, so Tanner Pearson's probably gonna have to go. Sean Monahan, so we can probably extend. What does he want? $3 million. Probably do that. I want to get rid of Tanner Pearson, at least for this, and then we have Kessel as well. Ylonen. I feel as though Ylonen we should probably secure first. Yeah, we can do that one for sure. Just look at his speed and his mental. Yeah, we're definitely gonna grab you. And then restricted free agent next year. Caden Gooley is probably the next one that we have to do. Yeah, 3 years. Definitely will accept that. So we have to for Barron. Yeah, that's not the worst. But yeah, Pearson, I think we're gonna have to shop. 45 million for forwards and only 13 for D. Around 4.5 for forwards, or for goalies. Put him in. It's kind of sad. Who ends up? Oh, Johnny Evans ends up getting. All right, you know what? We can probably move him to waivers instead. There we go. We fixed our problem here. Slavkovsky ends up getting dropped down again. No, that's not what's gonna happen. Gallagher, Slavkovsky. Lafreniere can play right as well. Power forward, I think we can probably a sniper, I'd say. Let's lock these up. Pretty much anything's fair game for everywhere else, but our top 3 are going to have to stay the same. And then Caden Gooley is the other. It's resting right now, right? And then Gooley's going to go for Harris. Oh, I don't want him at the top. Is he only right? Or he's only left, sorry. He's only left, and Matheson is only left as well. Alright, nothing you can really do about that. But let's see if this ends up actually changing. Oh, we ended up grabbing a Wool as well as our backup through waivers and a 7-2 loss. So that's not necessarily a start that we wanted. 1 win, 3 losses, 2 points. Our next game is against Buffalo and New Jersey. At least looks like Washington knows how to score finally. Clearly the simulation didn't account for what they're doing in real life. Okay, sign new deals. I'll kind of see what we have to play with now. Everyone sign. It says sore knee though. Alright, so actually let's look at, so we still have around 13 million, 18 million next year. Not really gonna sign anyone anyways. Linebacker might come up. Probably not him. Maybe Mayu. Who knows? Bill Massaro will probably end up starting as well, and Owen Beck might come up. So, you know, we can probably, might make sense to just sign him. Fast forward to February 24th, just before the trade deadline. Just going to recap how well we've been doing. We've been on a run recently. We started off pretty poor. But for whatever reason, I think when Suzuki ended up coming back, he just gave us like a huge spark. So good news, bad news, or great news, bad news. The great news is Leafs end up firing Sheldon Keefe, so that's hilarious. It's something that I'm predicting in real life to happen when they don't make the playoffs this year. I have a feeling that they're not going to make it. But we're not faring much better. We might even beat them in the standings, which would be a terrible scenario to happen. But with 51 points in terms of the whole league, we are currently exceeding what we want. So 51 points to 46. So we're just doing a little too well. So that's the bad news. But amazing news and great news as well is Cole Caulfield is battling it to get the most goals scored. 35 in 58 games, 52 points in 58. We'll show you some of our transfers as well. We are getting used to all these transfers and how everything's set up. It started off as being pretty difficult, but now I feel as though I'm getting a lot of pretty good hand of it. And even the scouting is pretty easy. I actually do like it. I feel as though it's a lot cleaner. It's a lot kind of easier, even just to play so far. I am liking it. I do like the tournament thing, where you can scout out players in tournaments and then kind of add them to your short list and stuff like that. So I do like it like that. But like I mentioned before, I think the one thing that they should do differently is you have specific scouts for specific kind of players, because to me, that seems a little bit more realistic. You're bound to have a scout that knows a little bit more in terms of goaltending than they do for forward and as well for defense. So I feel as though if they could fine tune that for like next year or something like that, have a little bit more detailed into the scouting, I feel as though that might make it a little bit more, I guess, streamlined, kind of make it a little bit more fun in terms of scouting and spending more time looking at your scouts. But transaction-wise, we have been doing pretty well. Got rid of, I think Jake Evans for a 5th-round pick in 2025. Armia and Halak we end up getting for 2 fifths, 2 different years from Montreal. Baudin, who we weren't going to end up starting anyways, as our lefty, ended up going to Blackhawks. Kovacevic, who we said I was going to trade anyways. We traded him for a 5th-round pick. I didn't realize that we were playing worse players at defense than what we actually had. So I think that might also have factored in as to why we're doing so poorly. But I got rid of pretty much everyone with 1-year contracts or any contracts or any this year because there's really no point in keeping them. Tanner Pearson I got for a 3rd-round pick to Boston Bruins. We end up extending Norlinder, Monahan, I can't say his name, Chechkak, Misak, I'm going to butcher that as well. And we end up bringing up Gustav Lindstrom to play with us. Suzuki ended up coming back from injured reserve. Mike Matheson ended up getting hurt for like 6 months. I think he still has... What is he still... Doesn't say... Let's go in the edit, I guess. So he has around 43 days left. That was when his last injury was. So that's kind of a downer. But I mean, we weren't going to be all that competitive anyways. So it's not the worst thing in the world. Kind of made it a little bit so that we could evaluate who we had. I think that's why we ended up bringing up like crappier players. But so far the Lekermaki is paying off. Surprisingly, he is a 5-star. So I was right in terms of my initial assessment. He is supposed to be a superstar. So I don't know why they had him as like a 3-star, but it just looks like we fleeced them because none of these guys, like Farrell's nothing, Trudeau's nothing, Myatt's old, and Biondi's nothing. So it's basically we gave pretty much a 4th-round pick for guys that were never going to be with us long term anyways, for a right winger that could end up being huge for us later on. So that was kind of cool, and Lafreniere is doing a lot better than I think, was it Jeremy Roy? Joshua Roy. Joshua Roy's not really doing that well. 9 points in 29 games, not even coming close to our terrible team. And still, he's actually putting up probably better numbers than he's ever put up with with the Rangers. So far, 33 points. His highest is 39, and his grade is pretty decent. So we might actually have been the secret answer for them all along. The other reason why I end up kind of going for him and trying to make it a little bit realistic is because there were whispers that he was going to end up leaving anyways. So this kind of just cleared it up a little bit. He seemed like he could have been something that we could have got. Michael Stevens is... Did we? Oh no, we ended up losing Michael Stevens. So I think that's one of the trades ends up going down. We ended up losing 2 guys on waivers, but we ended up picking up Justin Wool earlier. Yeah, he didn't really do anything anyways, so that doesn't really hurt us that much. And I'm kind of curious to see what Anderson did. Oh, no. 16 points. You know what? It's fine. He's 25 years old. It would have been nice if we could have traded for him, but unfortunately, yeah, nothing ended up happening from that. Oh, I guess I'll kind of look at. Hopefully, yeah, it's going to come to the end of the month, so we're going to end up being able to see the scouting thing as well. I did do adjustments. I feel as though it's a bit. It's less buggy than what I found last year. So yeah, I kind of like this. It ends up scouting all your players. Or does all the reports, sorry. And then it shows, according to your scout, the most interesting players were these guys who are nothing, but it's not always like that. And then trade deadline's nearing March 3rd. So yeah, we did bring you in at the right time to kind of watch that. But we'll look at our roster here and see who's actually doing well and who's not. I was surprised when I looked at it before. But yeah, as not to be surprised, but Kirby Dach and Cole Caulfield are leading the way in terms of points. Cole Caulfield almost averaging a point per game. It's a good thing that he's been healthy for the whole season. Kirby Dach as well, 43 points. Slight improvement. I think he was a 3-star to begin with, so 4-star potential. That's good. Surprisingly, is Gallagher. He's been doing well, comparably. 35 points, 58 games, so being on like the 3rd line, that's not that bad. And then Lafreniere has 34 points in 58 games, so like I said before, is a much bigger improvement than what we're used to. And then Suzuki coming back, 34 points in 37 games. So as you can see, our top line is just commanding the whole way. Oh, I guess Benson's not doing as well as what we hoped, but we already knew that that's what it was going to be anyways for year one. But yeah, 15 points, 58 games. Not the best, not the worst. Does it show his... Let's look at his average. No, it doesn't show his average minute. Power play time on ice is only 44. Shorthanded, but time on ice is 914. That doesn't sound like that's a whole hell of a lot. I could be wrong with that. But yeah, that doesn't seem like it's too much, but his grade's 60, so there's only way to go is up. And then our goalies as well. We'll just take a quick look at the... Oh, that's their rating, sorry. Oh, that's a bit different. I don't remember seeing that. Yeah, that's a little bit more cleaned up than last year. Look, it's... Yeah, I kind of like it. I like the color coding thing. This is definitely cleaner than what I remember it being before. Let's look at... Oh, time on ice. No, it's not gonna show average. Oh, actually, total. Oh, shifts. Here we go. That might be a bit more telling. So yeah, 880 shifts. So he's not at the top, not at the bottom, but he's kind of in the middle. So that's not too bad for it. Goalie stats though: 17 wins, 20 losses for Jake Allen. He has 3.24 goals against and around 900. So Justin Wool's kind of around the same. I did want to start Justin Wool a little bit more frequently, just because he does have an opportunity to kind of be our backup moving forward throughout this whole save. So, but yeah, this is pretty much our lineup now. So, I mean, I feel as though we're gonna end up winning out. We're gonna win too much. Slavkovsky, I didn't even see him in the stats. Slavkovsky is someone that we might end up having to get rid of sooner rather than later, because yeah, he has the potential, but he doesn't do anything with it. It's like he's I don't want to say he's good for nothing, but that's more or less what it is. Yeah, so we are getting a little bit more information on that. We do want Celebrini, but I feel as though we're not going to be able to get him. Just because we keep winning out. Today's at Florida and tomorrow's the budget, right? Will let us do it now. So we'll end up playing this game, and we end up losing that. Probably OT. Nope, regulation. Cole Caulfield, 37 goals, 38 now. So like I said, despite us being trash, he is doing remarkably well for a terrible team. It's kind of like old days Leafs. But I mean, I'm kind of just happy that the Leafs aren't going to end up making it. And development-wise, so Hudson looks like he's coming up. That's one of the guys I ended up calling before about who we didn't want to get rid of, because I know in real life he's supposed to be good. And yeah, I feel the one thing that I kind of like though about this year, and I'll say it, I'll probably say it in every single save that I end up doing, or every episode that I end up doing. And I like the fact that they're not getting injured for stupid reasons. So they have cleaned that up a lot. I'm finding that it's not like it was super easy to play through up to this point. So I am kind of happy about that. Let's see, scouting, and then yeah. So you can just there's a lot of scouts there. AI sign. So I'm guessing they're going to do probably the more important ones, which I'm fine with. Guess I could have got probably more. I know if I click on them, they'll change them. But I mean, a lot of these, what I've experienced is a lot of them aren't really that good anyways. So next year we have 17 million in cap space. We currently have 31 this season. Salary cap went up. That's odd. To 102. So, I mean, it doesn't seem like that price thing hurt us. I mean, it probably would have been better if we could even... Well, I guess we wouldn't have traded him. That doesn't seem realistic. But we end up extending people. Just kind of want to see if anyone ends up doing any trades, and then we'll quickly sim up to the end of the season to see where we end up and who's in the playoffs. But so far, it looks like this formation's doing pretty well for us. Just the players where we're playing them, and even our defense is kind of coming in. Phil Kessel still on the Iron Man streak. But it would be nice. Oh, Tampa wasn't that good of a team. But it would be good that good thing we didn't end up picking Philadelphia Flyers, because that was one of the teams that we were considering, and we decided not to do it, which is probably good considering they're doing so well. But now looking at it, I kind of wish that I did even the Leafs, just to kind of see if we could have actually built them properly. I feel as though they are arguably the worst. I feel as though they're the worst team in the NHL, just in terms of how they overhype and overvalue players, and they never really focus on defense. I don't know. I keep seeing videos about how they're just not really a team, and no one really has their back, and Ryan Reeves just doesn't want to get into any fights, which I'm pretty sure is the reason why they signed him in the first place. So it seems kind of odd, but it is to be expected. That's not a bad one, but that seems like a future one. I don't know why this is a deadline one. And then yeah, that's weird. And then they put him on waivers immediately. Stalick, yeah, he's nothing. Pesci, that seems like a realistic one. I can see that one. Pesci. And then I think the one thing that they need to do next year is 3-player trades too. So like or three team trades, so we can have more of that. Like that seems more the way that the NHL is going anyways. So yep, we'll just end up fast forwarding to the end of the season and see what the outcome is now. And just like that, it's the end of the season. We managed to finish 5th last place. So kind of slow start or slow ending to it. Tied with Red Wings too. I would have rathered been bottom 3, because I feel as though we would have had the best opportunity to get the top player. But who knows? There's still a chance for that. Leafs actually managed to make the playoffs. 92 points. They put on a huge run towards the end, but let's face it, they're going to be out first round anyways. In terms of the whole league, Edmonton Oilers finished top of the league with 62 points, or sorry, 62 wins, 131 points. I think that's a record. It's definitely not what they're doing in real life right now. They're bottom, and yeah, it's not looking good. So roster-wise, or I guess let's look at we managed to miss out. Cole Caulfield missed out by 3 goals. He kind of went scoreless within like the last like 2 weeks. So he definitely had it in his sights, and I don't know why, for whatever reason, he couldn't do it, but it's kind of disappointing. It would have been nice to have towards the end of the year, but everyone else kind of started producing somewhat throughout that time anyway, so I'm not too upset about it. But yeah, 73 points, 46 goals for Cole Caulfield, 15 power play goals, and 22 power play points. That is pretty good. 9 game-winning goals, so he won 9 games pretty much by himself. Kirby Dach managed to finish second, 58, and he pretty much just got all the assists for the goals. And then Suzuki had a shortened season by about 20 games. If we end up having him, we probably would have put on a decent run if we had him for the whole season. 48 points in 61 games isn't too bad, but it's just kind of like the cohesion that he needed to get. Gallagher had 18 power play assists. That's kind of insane. Finished with 48 in 82 games, and then Lafreniere ended up having the most goals or most points in his career with 41. So sky's the limit on that one. Ylonen, who I think played in like the 3rd line, third line or fourth line. Yeah, he played on the third line. That's pretty good points for a third liner. And then, like I said, where is it? Oh, goalie stats. There we go. We ended up starting Woll towards the end just to see if we could get his stats going up. So he played just a little bit more. Managed to actually put up better numbers than Jake Allen anyways. So I guess we probably should have kept Jake Allen in it. Kind of sucks that we didn't, now that I think of it. What's that? Oh, that's preseason tournament. Alright, so we'll kind of just flush through all this. I don't know why any of these are... Yeah, none of those are for us anyways. Why would you put them on the... That's so stupid. That doesn't even make any sense. It's the playoffs already. Why would waivers be a thing as of right now? Kind of doesn't really make sense. Oh, I didn't even get to see where everyone was to kind of make my predictions. But it looks like it's gonna... Let's escape this here, actually. Let's see, standings. Alright. Here we go, okay. So yeah, Carolina's gonna sweep Toronto. Pittsburgh is facing against New Jersey. Up 2-0 already. Buffalo looks like they're gonna clean house with Philly, and then it's a split between Boston and Ottawa. Dallas is probably going to end up... Dallas, I think, was lower in the standings than them. Oh, no, probably higher, actually. Never mind. Vancouver should probably beat them. If Edmonton ends up losing, that's going to be hilarious. 3-0, 3-0, 3-0, 2-1. Okay, so it ended up doing at least that, so... So let's take a quick look. Yeah, nothing changed really. It was just that extra game that they did, but it kind of flashed through it before. So I guess they didn't sweep them 3-1. I kind of highly doubt that they I doubt that they end up coming back from that. McDavid celebrates Player of the Month. Whoop-de-doo. Whoop-de-doo. And yeah, still 3-1. Nothing's happened for that. Hall of Fame nominations. Same thing that happens every year. It'd be better if it came at the end of the season instead of midway through the postseason. It's a little bit tedious when you end up having to kind of, you just want to get the season over with. And then, yeah, no one to scout really there. Alright, now you guys can get to see my favorite players, I guess. Keith Chuck, I feel as though is gonna have to be the one. It's either that or Doug Waite, but I think I like Keith a little bit better. I don't think he ended up winning anything ever, though. So this might be the first time. Carolina ends up knocking out Leafs. And it looks like... Oh, 3-3. Colorado might get knocked out. And Boston might get knocked out. Ottawa ends up knocking out... Yeah, it's broken. It's broken. Favors the Canadian teams. Alright. Let's see who ends up winning the postseason, and then we'll kind of take a stat... or look at their stats. It looks like it's just going to sim right through it. So it is like I said before, it seems like it's a lot quicker in terms of simming everything. So as you can see, this is going super, super quick if we're not involved or nothing's happening with us. Looks like the finals... Oh. Can Buffalo manage to get to... Oh no, it's Ottawa, Vegas. So is Vegas going to repeat is the question. I think they do. If Ottawa wins, the game's broken. Oh no. What? There's another round to it? Oh my god, yeah, game's definitely broken. If Ottawa wins, yeah. It's definitely slanted towards them. Yeah, Ottawa's gonna go to the finals. What place do they finish? they finished... Oh, they finished third. 281, so 95 points. So there wasn't much that separated them. Oh, well, at least in terms of the Atlantic, but in terms of the whole one, yeah, there definitely is a pretty big difference between the two of them. But for whatever reason, yeah, Vegas, it's going to be Vegas. If Vegas doesn't win, this whole thing's rigged for Canadian teams. And we'll just give up now. I'm just kidding. I don't know who that is. Interesting. I'll end up looking at him later. Oh, it's already at the end of the month, too. Four one, okay. Yeah, Golden Knights are gonna push through. I have a feeling. They think that Demidov is gonna be the top prospect. He's probably not even gonna play for a couple years. Berkeley Catton, there's a huge drop off now. Jesus. Yeah, we'll have to look at a lot of these guys. Hopefully we can get a top pick. Oh, Danfus, 100%. Danfus is the #1 guy that I'm going to pick. Vinny Danfus, Patrick Marleau, just because we did manage Sharks with them before. I feel I want to do Cujo, but I can't do it if I'm in Montreal. And then yeah, I guess you know what. Everyone hates on Roenick, but I'm gonna give it to him there. Oh my God, is Vegas gonna blow this? They are. Oh my God, now it's gonna be Dallas that wins the whole thing. Oh, I spoke too soon. Ottawa leads 1-0. Yeah, this game's broken. Like I said, they're trying to instill a rivalry that's not there. Jesus. Yeah, Vinny Danfus, obviously. Former Montrealer, too. There's no way we're not picking him. Oh my God, Ottawa's gonna sweep? Yeah, it's just stupid. Why? If I didn't vote for him before, I shouldn't have to vote for him every single time. There's no way they come back. Yeah, I called it early on. 2 Game 7s, Game 6, and then a... Did they go to Game 7? No, Game 6. Game 5, sorry. Yeah, I clearly can't count. Let's see how they were in the playoffs, though. Stutzel, 26 points, 25 games. Check who scored the goals then. Tarasenko. I guess it kind of makes sense. They did have Tarasenko. Batherson, who is criminally underrated in my opinion. Norris had 9 goals. Kubalik, probably on like the 3rd, 4th line. Ended up having 6 goals. Sanderson, 11 points. And then there's nowhere to be found. I'm missing him. What? Chabot. Okay, they actually had him injured. Did he play in the postseason? Oh, he played 20 games. Yeah, that was the other guy that yeah, 14 points. I was wondering, it didn't really make sense. So, congratulations on being the first Canadian team between the two of us that end up winning. Not only that, a division rival as well. But yeah, like I said, game's clearly broken if they end up winning. So, yeah. But yeah, we're gonna probably end up doing some off-season acquisitions, trades, and stuff like that. And then after that, we'll end up doing like the draft and all that kind of stuff. See where the lottery ends up kind of taking us. Kind of take it through in terms of what we had to do in the off-season. and then kind of see what our team's going to look like for next year. But this is the end of the second episode, so hopefully you guys watch it, and hopefully end up liking this series. Thanks for watching. Until next time.